Morning, Mr. Punk. Nice to see that you are up. Are you playing with you amplifier today? Or are you doing a review I have made? You a nice cake that looks like speakers. It's in the fridge. Can I do anything else for you today, Mr. Punk? Welcome to Punk Studios.
Morning, AI, and there is something you do with me, AI. Can you do me a bit of breakfast, please? I'm absolutely starving. Can you make me some toast and do it where you shape it and do it so it looks like big floor standing speakers? I love it when you do the toast like that. Thanks, AI. Oh, is that the postman? Oh, it is AI. Postman, postman, delivery. All right, Posty, I'm coming. All right, Posty. All right, Mr. Postman, I am coming. Morning, Mr. Postman. Have you got my big Monster Pioneer from 1973? No, Mr. Punk. I have got a tatty old CD player for you from a company that I do not know the smell of, but it is definitely a tatty old CD player from the eBay. Alright, Mr. Postman, yeah, I've ordered a nice CD player. It's a Fisher from the 80s. Really nice, should be a good little CD player. Thanks then, Mr. Postman. Goodbye, Mr. Punk. Bye, Mr. Postman. Oh, we didn't get that big Monster Pioneer, you two. It ain't turned up. That's well like that big Monster Pioneer. We'll have to find out what's happened to that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Punk. I was looking for that Pioneer. What, no Pioneer? No. Well, what you got then? I got a CD player I bought the other day. Nice one. Fisher. From the mid-80s. Fisher CD player. Got it on the eBay the other day. Looks alright. Nice. Little Fisher. I like Fisher stuff. Some of it's really good. And you never know, this CD player might be really good. It is a Fisher AD 922 CD player from about 1985. So it should be half decent CD player. It isn't going to be a top of the range best CD player ever made, but it should be a pretty good CD player. For the money I paid for it, it should be a nice little CD player. We can have a play about with it, bring it on the channel and see what it actually sounds like. Because I do like Fisher stuff. So let's get it open and have a look at it. So this came from eBay. It was listed as all working, all singing and dancing, apart from the front drawer is a bit temperamental. It doesn't always open, it sticks. So it opens a little bit and sticks and you have to pull it out with your fingers. So that might be easy to fix, isn't it? Sometimes that's just a case of giving it a bit of lubrication inside. Because these, like a CD player from 1985, if no one's ever touched it since 1985, inside all the moving bits to do with the drawer will be dry as a bone. So they might just need a tiny little bit of oil on them and the old drawer might come back working properly. So yeah, this could be an easy fix. So I didn't pay a lot for it because it's got a sticky drawer. And no, I wasn't hunting on eBay for a Fisher CD player. I was looking for a nice vintage Fisher amplifier because I would like one. But then I found this CD player and it was very cheap, so I had a cheeky little bid and now it is here and it might be quite good in it to bring to the channel. We'll do a video fixing the drawer, having a look at it and then yeah, bring it to the channel. All good, we'll have a Fisher CD player. Nice. So it does actually look nice condition and those of you with the eagle eye would have spotted the gift aid sticker on the top of it. So that tells you that I bought it on one of the eBay charity shop sites. So not only have I got a nice cheap CD player, but I did my bit for charity, so I will sleep better tonight. And for those of you who know nothing about the Fisher brand and are interested about it, because you might not have even heard of it, there isn't tons of Fisher stuff out there. Not tons of it was made. So the brand, it was started in New York in 1945 by a man called Avery Fisher. His dad was loaded and had loads of money. He was a violinist and he thought he loved music and all the bits, but he thought amplifiers and radios that people were making at the time were not very good. So he got a few people together, got a little shop in New York and started making his own radios. And it was called the Fisher Radio Corporation. But after a little while he started making amplifiers and making other stuff. But his stuff was so good it got a reputation and people started to call the Fisher brand the Rolls Royce of the audio world. So it had a really good reputation. And that early Fisher stuff fetches big money. It is really sought after and really good quality. So yeah, the Fisher brand was a top high-end brand coming out of New York. And his company grew until it became like quite a big size audio company. Then in the 70s, sometime in the mid or the late 70s, he sold his company to Sanyo. They bought him out, but Sanyo kept the Fisher name going. So really, this CD player is a Sanyo, really. Although it's marked up as Fisher, it would have been made by Sanyo. So yeah, Sanyo kept it going, but then in about 2000, something like that, I think Sanyo was bought out by Panasonic, and then that was the end of the Fisher brand. It was no more. The Fisher does not exist anymore. So it really is a legendary brand that is very collectible and is very sought after. Maybe not this 80s stuff so much made by Sanyo, because a lot of it wasn't very good. You can get a lot of Fisher stuff from the 80s and 90s and it is budget stuff. But I don't think this CD player was a real budget one. It would have been a half decent one. They kind of put the name on good stuff and you can get budget stuff with that Fisher name. So yeah, anything before Sanyo got his hands on Fisher will become really collectible in the future, because there isn't that much of it out there and it had a massive reputation for being really good quality stuff. So yeah, I like the Fisher stuff. I've had a few bits over the years and I'd like to get back a nice big old 70s Fisher amplifier, because they are something a little bit special. And you can spot the early stuff, because I think before like the end of the 60s it was all called Fisher Radio Corporation. But then in the late 60s at some time, the name got changed just to Fisher. So anything with Fisher Radio Corporation on it is really high money and really high-end, nice bit of equipment. And still that Fisher stuff in the 70s is really good and really sought after. So yeah, I've had a few bits by them and it was all really well made, high end, lovely sounding stuff. But sadly I have no longer got it and I do regret getting rid of my Fisher stuff. So I do always look for it, and I would really like to replace my old Fisher amplifiers. Not with the same models that I had, but with some different stuff from the lovely Fisher brand, because it really is good stuff. So what do you two think of it? Like the new CD player? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, Mr. Punk, looks alright. But Mr. Punk, it ain't gonna be one of them budget ones, is it? Ain't gonna be one of them terrible sounding budget CD players, is it? Well, I don't know, I hope not. If it is, my ears will tell us within 5 minutes. That's why I got it. We'll have to do some testing, find out if it's any good or it is a terrible budget CD player. That's the fun of testing this stuff when you don't know nothing about it. It might surprise you. This thing might be absolutely fantastic sounding, or as you said, it might be the terrible budget CD player. But let's hope not, eh? Let's hope it's a nice little CD player from the lovely brand Fisher. So let's turn it round and have a quick look at the back. Not a lot going on the back, all it's got is one input, but that is all you need really. It's just got the phono, nothing else on it. Sometimes that's a good sign because it means it hasn't got all them connections on it where it was part of a stack system. Because sometimes when they've got all them other connections on them, the link mode and all that, that does mean they are budget. So at least this was sold as a proper separate CD player. That's what makes me think it might be a half decent CD player. But my ears will soon let us know. When I do the review on the channel, I shall tell you whether it is a nice little CD player or the terrible budget CD player. So that's about it on the Fisher AD922. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. And you two alright sitting up there?
Yeah. And Mr. Pug, that was really good, that, for you. Really interesting. I love learning about hi-fi, and I really just learned a lot about the Fisher brand. So for you, that was really informative. Yeah, it was. It was like watching a documentary on the BBC.
Yeah, it was, Mr. Punk. It was really interesting. It was much better than that old dribble you normally come out with. Alright, you two, pack it in. Stop taking the pee.